Vue CLI vs Vite, Voice over Scripture Slide 1, Introduction. Welcome to our Vue.js tutorial series. Before we dive into building applications with the Composition API, we need to make an important decision: should we use Vue CLI or Vite as our build tool? Both are excellent choices, but one is clearly better suited for modern Composition API development. Let's explore both options and find out which one will give us the best development experience. Slide 2, what are these tools? First, let's understand what these tools are. Vue CLI is the traditional, Webpack-based build tool that has been the standard for Vue development for years. It offers full-featured scaffolding, a mature ecosystem, and a robust plugin architecture that many developers love. On the other hand, Vite is the next-generation build tool created by Evan You, the creator of Vue itself. It leverages ES modules and rollup to provide a lightning-fast development server. It's modern by default and framework agnostic, meaning it works great with Vue, React, and other frameworks. Slide 3, Speed Comparison. Now, let's talk about the most noticeable difference: speed. When you start a development server with Vue CLI, you're typically looking at 30 to 60 seconds for a cold start, especially as your project grows larger. This is because Webpack needs to bundle everything up front. With Vite, you'll see your development server start in just 2 to 3 seconds, even for large applications. This is because Vite serves your code via native ES modules, only processing files as they're requested. For Composition API projects where you'll be iterating quickly and testing different composables, this speed difference is a game changer. Slide 4, Vue CLI Pros and Cons. Let's examine Vue CLI more closely. On the positive side, Vue CLI is incredibly stable and mature. It has a rich plugin ecosystem, comprehensive configuration options, and is excellent for large teams who need predictable, well-documented solutions. However, Vue CLI has some drawbacks that become more apparent in modern development. The slow development server can break your flow when building reactive Composition API components. The complex configuration can be overwhelming, and Webpack has a steep learning curve. Build times are generally slower, and the tool comes with heavy dependencies that can bloat your project. Slide 5, Vite Pros and Cons. Now let's look at Vite. The advantages are compelling: a lightning-fast development server with instant hot reload that maintains your application state as you make changes. It uses modern ES modules natively, has simple configuration that just works, and provides an excellent developer experience, especially when working with the Composition API. The downsides include a newer, still developing ecosystem. Some plugins are still catching up to Webpack's maturity. It's different from Webpack, so teams familiar with Webpack might need time to adjust. There are also browser compatibility considerations, though these are becoming less relevant as browsers modernize. Slide 6, Composition API Benefits. Here's why Vite and the Composition API are a perfect match. Vite enables fast iteration with reactive development, giving you instant feedback when testing your composables. It has excellent support for modern import and export syntax, which the Composition API uses extensively. TypeScript integration works out of the box, which is fantastic since the Composition API has excellent TypeScript support. Tree shaking works better with the Composition API's functional approach, and Vite's hot module replacement works beautifully with composable functions, maintaining your application state between changes. Slide 7, When to choose each tool. So when should you choose each tool? Choose Vue CLI when you're working with legacy projects that are already established, when you need specific Webpack plugins that don't have Vite equivalents yet, For large enterprise applications where stability is more important than speed, when your team strongly prefers proven solutions, or when you have complex build requirements that require Webpack's extensive configuration options. Choose Vite when you're starting new projects, want the fastest possible development experience, are using the Composition API, target modern browsers, and value developer experience over ecosystem maturity. Slide 8, Final Recommendation. For this tutorial series, we're going with Vite, and here's why. Since we're focusing on the Composition API and modern Vue development patterns, Vite provides a faster learning experience where you can see your changes instantly. It offers a better development flow for Composition API work, encourages modern best practices, and gives you a future-proof foundation. The fast feedback loop will help you understand reactive concepts better, and you'll spend more time learning Vue and less time waiting for builds. Trust me, once you experience Vite's speed, it's hard to go back.